Welcome to the Soccer Chaplains United podcast from the Touchline. And now, here's your host, Rev Brad.
Hello, friends. Thanks for joining me. For today's episode, I'd like to read and offer reflections from my book, The Soccer Psalms. Being a longtime chaplain in soccer, I just couldn't help but hear, see, and read some of the biblical psalms without hearing echoes of the beautiful game. So in writing the book, I set out to draw some parallels between God's word in the Psalms and making connections and discovering ways that God might be speaking to those who play, coach, and work in and around the sport of soccer. So here's how it'll go. First, I'll read the biblical psalm from the NIV translation. Then I'll read my soccer psalm paraphrase. After, I'll share my reflection from the book and offer up some questions for you and I to consider for personal meditation. So let's dive in. Realizing God's presence. Psalm 139, for the director of music of David, a psalm. Verse 1. You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me in, behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me, your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me and the light become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, God. How vast is the sum of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you. If only you, God, would slay the wicked. Away from me, you who are bloodthirsty. They speak of you with evil intent. Your adversaries misuse your name. Do I not hate those who hate you, Lord, and abhor those who are in rebellion against you? I have nothing but hatred for them. I count them my enemies. Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Soccer Psalm 139, for the player, a psalm about God's presence. You have scouted me, O coach. You've written the detailed report and know everything there is to know about me. You know my matchday routines. You know my training habits and tendencies. You even know what I am thinking before I do. You can tell when I've been out the night before. You know even my rest and recovery moments. You know all my ways as if you were there. If I go to speak, you complete my sentence. I go to text, and it's like you're controlling my fingers. You put a powerful 6 in front of me, a world-class goalkeeper behind me. Like a wise coach, you put your arm around me. I am amazed at your soccer and life knowledge. There's no way I could ever be as smart as you. Is there any place I can go where your VAR won't see me? Is there any place I can go and you aren't there? At the heights of the game in my career, you are there. In the lowest and darkest moment, you are there. If I take off on an early morning charter, if I sign with a club halfway around the world, even there I can tell you're guiding me. I feel your love and support holding me up. It could be the darkest moment of my life, an injury, a loss, the death of a loved one, the depths of some depression or addiction or despair. It doesn't matter how dark or how far I feel from you. Truth is, you see me through all of that. It's like the sun shining high in a midday game, even if the clock says it's the middle of the night. Reason is, you personally made me. Mind, body, soul. You literally put me together before I was born. I praise you because you made me athletic and gifted and talented and so much more. I've come to realize what an amazing creator you truly are. It's your design. Every bone, muscle, and sinew. My body was made to glorify you. Every part of the process, every detail of my coming into being was carefully overseen by you. You saw me, even as a little embryo. You had already written the story of my soccer journey, every high and low, every success and failure, before I played even a single minute. I'm amazed to realize how you think, O God. I couldn't count your thoughts or grasp your mind. Even if we were to run out the data analytics, it'd outnumber every blade of grass I've ever run on. I feel like I'm waking up from some dream, only to find that you aren't at all imagined. You are reality. This makes it hard to see the wicked having success. I can't stand being around those out for blood. Their locker room talk is just plain evil. They talk a big game about how you aren't real, or they say that you don't really matter. They abuse your name, use it in vain. In no way do I side with those who are against you, Lord. I'm not in that camp in any way, shape, or form. I can't stand them, can't even look at them or be around them. To me, they aren't teammates, only opponents. Examine me, God. With your deep dive analytics, put your GPS tracker on me and look at all of my issues. Heart, mind, body, and soul. Test me. Evaluate my mental and spiritual health. Show me where I'm out of step, out of balance. Set up the game plan, the recovery pathway. I know there's work to do for me to get right with you. Lead me into eternal fitness. And now a reflection. One of the most appealing aspects of Psalm 139 is the language of intimacy. To be known, to be studied, to be personally fashioned and formed by Almighty God, to be guarded and guided by Him. In soccer, the athlete wants the coach to see the good performances and to somehow look past the mistakes made. In my time serving as a chaplain in soccer, I have sat and listened to many athletes who are pining for an opportunity to be seen by the coach, to receive that opportunity to perform and give it their best. Sometimes an athlete can begin to resent a coach when the results go poorly, but the lineup doesn't change. Many can be critical of the coach when the losses pile up, but the tactics and formations don't seem to go through scrutiny or adaptation or change. However, there are many who have played the game of soccer who later take up coaching. As time goes on, there's a wisdom gained from their experiences. A posture of bristling at a coach's authority gives way to new appreciations and understandings for coaching. In truth, while soccer Psalm 139 is written from a player perspective who sees God as coach, it's less likely for there to be the level of intimacy which is described in the early part of the song. The more elite the level of soccer and athlete and coach, it seems that there are some professional boundaries, spoken and unspoken, that deny a certain layer of intimacy. Perhaps at the youth level, a coach might show up for an injured player at the hospital, but in the professional game, this is rare. It's a duty for the medical team or the chaplain if there is one. Many coaches keep distance to avoid intimacy and relationship with athletes that will one day leave. Reading Psalm 139, or the soccer version, makes me a bit emotional because I've sat in the hospital with an athlete facing the end of a season or the end of a career. I have met with a coach who has just been dismissed from his time at the club. I have been with family who have lost a son or daughter who is part of the game in some form or fashion. In those moments, I've so desired for those people to know that God is a relational and caring God. There's a degree of intimacy and love and faithfulness and support found in Him that can be found nowhere else in this world. The invitation is there for us. We need to be open for examination. And now some questions for personal meditation. What person knows you best right now? A family member, friend, teammate, coach, partner, spouse? What are some things that are known to them that no one else knows? or that you would be embarrassed for others to know? Why did you share it with them? What made you trust or tell them about secret or private things? Another question, have you ever tried to hide from a parent or authority figure and they found you out? What about from God? Consider that Jonah, the Hebrew prophet, tried to run and hide from God. Do you know his story? What about God seeing you in the dark and deep places is unsettling, or perhaps is comforting? Another question, are you ever tempted to go against God, to disobey him or ignore him? Who are those influences or people that try to move you away from God? How can you avoid them or stand up to them? And finally, have you ever had to trust a doctor or athletic trainer for a recovery plan and pathway back from physical injury? Who do you trust if you're trying to recover from an emotional, mental, spiritual, or moral injury? A therapist? A chaplain? A pastor? Trusted friend? Advisor? Thanks for listening, my friends. The soccer psalms, the football psalms, and Los Salmos del Fútbol, all versions are available globally on Amazon, and you can get it in ebook, paperback, or hardback formats. I'd love it if you got a copy and gave it a review. Say, if you're a coach of a team, an administrator of a school, or you're in soccer ministry somewhere, and you want to purchase 10 or more copies of the book in any of the languages, email me at brad@soccerchaplainsunited.org, and we can work out a discounted price. Again, that email is brad@soccerchaplainsunited.org, and we can work out a deal. Well, I look forward to spending time with you again next week. Until then, this is Rev Brad coming to you from the Touchline.